Today was the last day of the National Western Stock Show in Denver, which means Castle Rock shuts off its star for the year, and I put our star decoration back into its box.
Well, I had a lot of different things on my to-read list, but when this one came up, I jumped it to the front. Dating and Dragons by Kristy Boyce. And I read the first one in this series when we were in New York. And when you figure how busy we were in New York and I just got through it, this again was a super fast read. Contemporary YA romance. It actually reads like YA. You know, so many of the YA things out there now are a little bit more, intense. And maybe somebody's experience, but this felt real. It definitely was not just the romance. There was a part that was about family, just like the other book. In it, we've got a girl who's just moved to town. It's midway through her junior year, and they moved to be close to her grandma, but she's not really sad about it because her whole friend group kind of imploded. And so she's ready to start over, and she meets a new group of friends who are also into D&D, so she's excited to connect with them, and the story kind of goes through how she connects with this group, and also how she falls for one guy, Logan, who is part of the group, and there's a rule that you can't date within the group. So that's the drama, but it was a lot of fun. If you're looking for something that's a quick read and a lot of fun, I would say Dating and Dragons was a good one.
So, a benefit of having the culinary student home, we got some fresh salsa. I ran to the store and got us some tomatillo and onion and jalapeno, and he threw in some cumin and some salt and some other stuff we had around the house, and we've got fresh homemade salsa. And I have been fighting the locks for the last few days. Alex came home and his key wasn't working really well in the locks, so I was fighting it and trying to replace it and rekey it, and I ended up just buying a whole new doorknob. So new doorknob, new deadlock. And same on the downstairs. I don't think Trina likes the change, but she'll get used to it. Yay, change! So a couple of weeks ago I tried making fried rice from a video that we found on YouTube. I'm trying again, this time following the recipe a little bit closer with chopped onions, peas and carrots, green onions, and actual MSG. Probably the main issue I'm having is velveting the chicken. I'm having it set for a good bit to pull the alkaline into the chicken, but when I pass the chicken into the boiling water, the proteins set up and boil over in the water. I guess I need to watch that part of the video again. But all in all, I am loving the result.
The roses from last week's graduation party for Trina are really taking shape and really looking nice.
So this week kicks off our Wish Week, and when I say Wish Week, a lot of people get confused as to what I'm talking about, but as soon as I mention the Make-A-Wish Foundation, most people suddenly get an idea of what Wish Week is. This year we're actually supporting 2 Wish Week kids, Aurelia and Caleb. The opening assembly is a lot of silly games and a lot of hype, but it is really good to see the students making the kids that are used to feeling like they're a burden on their families feel like celebrities for a week. Next week, I also have a class activity that I do with my freshmen. There are a lot of moving parts for this activity, and so it takes about a week to make sure that all the materials are where they need to be, and there are also pieces that I need to get prepped. So I spent a lot of my planning time this week getting everything ready for that. And no, I don't normally wear bright orange. That was one of the dress-up days for Wish Week.
it was time for another girls' day out with my friends Amy and Laura. We made sure that we could get away, but we didn't get too far from town, and we ended up at Park Meadows, where we walked around. We enjoyed the sunshine for a little while outdoors with the big chair, as Laura enjoyed, and got to have some GQ, which is my favorite. It was a lovely day out together, and I was so grateful for the time.
So I have decided to start my gardening journey a little early this year. In the past, I've planted Roma tomatoes, and they tend to start bearing fruit as soon as the first snow starts to fall. And so I'm giving it just a little bit more time by starting right here at the beginning of February, hoping that my Roma tomatoes will actually turn out pretty good. For the past year or so, I've had geranium seeds on my birthday, Christmas, whatever list, and my mother-in-law's been like, I don't think I've ever seen geranium seeds. And so even though I took geraniums off of my list, for Christmas, she actually found some geranium seeds. So I'm also starting some geraniums to see if I can get those to go. And then here in the middle, I don't have a label for them, but if you've been watching the channel for any length of time, the linden tree in the backyard, I've been trying to move, replace, whatever. So I got some linden seeds for Christmas as well, and so I am trying to start growing some linden trees from seeds.